for our 10th day of Get Good. Today's shoutout shall be Bandana. Congratulations on winning the 10th shoutout. A link to their channel will be in the description.
Yes! Yes! Come to Papa!
Welcome to a video on how to get good at Toxic Brains, perhaps one of the most well-known characters in the game for how notoriously difficult a good Toxic Brains main can single-handedly group fuck the enemy team in a matter of seconds and can seem to be unstoppable no matter what you throw at them. Let's get started. Toxic Brains is a variant of the Super Brains class who looks like a rejected Marvel supervillain before finding his place in this world of strange bullshit. Their primary weapon, like most other SBs, is of a punch combo melee attack. The combo consists of 3 punches, fired at 180 rounds per minute with a 0.7 second interval between combos. The 3 punches in the combo deal 10, 20 and 30 damage respectively, for a total of only 60 damage per combo with a 4 meter range limit. Each punch the player lands will inflict the toxic status effect, causing the victim to take 2 damage every second for the next 3 seconds, with additional hits refreshing the duration. Additionally, when in close proximity to enemies, the toxic status effect is automatically applied, dealing up to 3 damage every second, depending on how close they are to you. Their secondary fire doesn't fare much better, being of a toxic beam that can be used to poke at enemies at a distance. The beam fires at 600 rounds per minute and can only fire for up to 2.3 seconds before suffering an overheat, making the weapon unavailable for a whopping 6.8 seconds. So if you end up fucking up with the beam, then you'll be unable to defend yourself for quite some time. Each shot fired can deal 3.5 damage for a normal hit and 4.2 for a critical hit. However, the weapon does have quite harsh drop off, with it going all the way down to 1 damage for a normal hit and 1.2 damage for a critical hit. Much like the punches, when an enemy is hit, they will be given the toxic effect. Because of Toxic Brains' initially low damage output, it is strongly suggested to only engage in one-on-one fights, as trying to take on multiple enemies with this piss poor damage output will just simply result in you looking like a complete tit, and like that one Genji main trying to take on the entire team by himself. You should also be on the lookout for either high health targets that can't aim for shit, or high health minimal damage targets, specifically Vazweeds, for these motherfuckers will be your lifeblood and success when it comes to his legendary meter, Toxic Overload. This is one of the few legendary modes in the game that has unique charging conditions, and these conditions are easier than grade school spelling tests, since all you need to do to fill the meter is to punch the ever-living shit out of people. Once you land 15 successful punches, you will activate Toxic Overload, where you will heal up to half health if below, and for the next 15 seconds, move 50% faster, take 50% less damage, and the biggest part, deal 3 times as much damage as before. It's this intense damage boost that turns Toxic Brains' initially mediocre damage output into outright monstrous levels of damage. And to make it even better, the damage buff applies to both your Ultra Ball and Heroic Kick, so you can combo with those to essentially instant kill most classes with a single fucking button press. The optimum upgrade setup for Toxic Brains would be the meter, overheat, and health regeneration upgrades, with the meter upgrade being effectively required due to how ducking good it is, as it reduces the number of punches needed to fill the meter from 15 to only a mere 10, allowing you to fill it so goddamn quickly you could get it all from one Vazweed, and the enemy team will be on a one-way ticket to destination absolutely fucked. In terms of strengths, Toxic Brains can very easily annihilate groups if left unchecked, and can farm Vazweeds easily for his Toxic Overload. The immense damage resistance and speed increase that Overload grants can very easily allow him to get in and out of fights, as well as be immensely bulky and hard to take down. Lastly, because of the instant self-heal up to half, you can make risky plays and pull them off thanks to the instant self-heal that Overload provides. However, due to how Toxic Brains function functions, he effectively relies on his meter way more than most other legendary variants, especially since his initial damage output is rather mediocre and poor. Additionally, because the meter can only charge through punches, it does force you into risky situations often that may not work out all of the time. Lastly, like every other legendary variant, roses can simply just erase all the hard work you did to get your meter by turning you into a stinky goat bag. Thanks to this guide, you will now be the master of farming vase weeds and slaughtering teams that share the competence levels of a 4-year-old, gaining sentience for the first time. Be sure to come back for the next episode tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more shit like this. Have fun.